Hello, my friends. My name is Gerdes, and this is the Daily Brief. 780 Russian invaders are off the battlefield today on March 28th. I'm going to try to paint you a picture of what's going on. There wasn't major movements, but certain news articles kind of give you greater perspective today. So the first is this. Last night, Ukrainian defenders shot down 26 out of 28 Iranian Shahed drones. That's pretty good. But Russia also launched 3 Kh-22 cruise missiles, a Kh-31P anti-radar missile, and S-300 ballistic missile. So the hits keep coming. It's not as intense as it was just a few nights ago, but they keep the pressure on night after night. Germany may transfer 10,000 shells to Ukraine in a few days. That's actually pretty useful. Now, it's only 10,000, but 10,000 is not nothing, and they really urgently need things. They're losing ground because they don't have the shells to be able to hold it. In other news, F-16s are coming, but F-16s are expected to arrive in May or June. That's going to be a little while. Now, at the same time, Putin was talking about this. This is a direct quote here, which you see. And so I'm going to read it from here. Russia will not attack Poland and the Baltic states or the Czech Republic, but let's just stop there for a second. He also said that Russia wouldn't attack Ukraine. So you can believe that if you want, but I find it hard to believe somebody who's already proven themselves to lie when they started the war. But he says, if the West supplies F-16 fighters to Ukraine, then they will be shot down by Russian forces. First, if they do supply F-16s, they are talking about this, they're training pilots. I think you understand that very well, better than most. This will not change the situation on the battlefield. And we destroy the aircraft just as we destroy tanks now. Well, good luck. As well as armored vehicles and other equipment, including multiple rocket launchers. Of course, they are used to airfields in third countries. They may become legitimate targets for us wherever they might be located. But of course, attacking inside Russia isn't a legitimate target, even though an airfield in a third country would be to you. Like, the game doesn't seem fair. That, like, you can cross the border into Ukraine, but if NATO crosses the border into Ukraine, then it's World War III. Like, how is that even a fair calculation? So we need to push back about this stupid logic that he has. Okay. This is what Russia does. Russia bombs village and the Ukraine border into hell. And I've seen many pictures that look just like this. We've got nothing left, said a 67-year-old resident of the village that lies just 5 kilometers or 3 miles from the Russian border. He said that the bomb that hit our house directly, and just like that we had become homeless, the pensioner said, her eyes welling up. 2 weeks, 200 bombs. This is what Russia's doing to pensioners in their homes, right? And then the hits keep coming. Kharkiv and Kyiv should be decimated, according to a Russian pundit. He said this, Ukraine's 2 most populous cities of more than 1 million people, Kyiv and Kharkiv, should be decimated by each district neighborhood, a Russian military blogger told chief Russian TV propagandist Vladimir Solyov on his evening show in Moscow on March 27th. Yeah, and so here he is talking about this. I mean, it's really unbelievable that he's willing to talk like this. Let's watch just a little bit of this. It's only a minute, but I'm going to pause periodically. There should be no illusions. We need to give everyone 48 hours to leave Kharkiv and demolish it block by block. Well, okay, so now you're not just talking about going after military targets, which is what you say. All you do is go after military targets, fair, legitimate military targets. Now you're openly talking about going after it block by block, destroying homes and whatever's in the way, right? I guess there's schools, there's hospitals, there's shops, there's all kinds of things, and you're going to go after it block by block. But this is the Russian way of war, right? And I think that this is okay because, you know, after all, you were standing against Russia. What did standing against Russia mean? Were they attacking Russia? Like, if they were attacking Russia, that would be one thing. But were they? No. Demolish it block by block. Don't say anything more. They perceive any of our manifestations of mutual understanding as weakness. What? All our people are already here in Russia. Okay, so now this is one of the things that they were talking about before, was that they had to be there because they were defending these Russians who were in Ukraine, who were being persecuted by the mean-spirited Ukrainians. Okay, all our brothers are already here. They found a way to cross the border. Explain to me why Kiev still exists. Why does this Nazi city still exist? And that he's even using the term Nazi city and still going on with this whole idea that the Ukrainians are Nazis is just beyond me. I can't comprehend how he can still put this forward, even though there's not a shred of evidence that there is this Nazi connection or Nazi administration in Kiev. Mother of Russian cities is captured by enemies. They are Nazis. They captured Lavra and desecrated the shrines. The people of Kiev accepted this and betrayed the memory of the Great Patriotic War and orthodoxy. What else do they have to betray? Okay, so that is what Solyov was saying in his program. Okay, last little bit that we're going to cover here now. This was really interesting. On April 23rd, 2023, we signed a contract with the Russian Ministry of Defense. 230 of us left for the special military operation. There are 38 of us left alive. Now, these are actual soldiers talking about this. Yesterday, I highlighted how there were the relatives of dead soldiers saying that dead soldiers who came from jail, who said that the government is not giving us our pay for their insurance or whatever for the killed or wounded, and the government was saying, well, getting clemency was enough. And so they're unhappy. Okay, there are only 38 of us left. The Russian Storm Z servicemen appealed to Putin. They do a lot of these kind of videos like this. Russian soldiers from Kaluga region went on to earn money in Ukraine. As a result, 85% of the personnel died in less than a year, and neither the dead nor the living received the promised money. We have problems with payments, with being recognized as volunteers and participants in the special military operation. We are not given certificates of veterans of combat operations. We have a lot of missing people, still missing. Their relatives do not receive money. That's what we were just talking about before. Also, instead of 195,000 rubles, that's about $2,000 per month, they receive no more than 105,000 rubles, about 1,130. Wow. So a liar will steal from you, and that seems to be what's going on in Russia. They're willing to lie about entering. They're willing to steal from their own veterans. They're willing to devastate those on the other side of the equation. And that's just sad. Okay, that's all that I have right now. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and the coffees. And thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.